Good morning, and to some, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Felipe Paolucci, and I am a director of Verde Agritech Limited. In accordance with the constitution of the company, since the company does not have chairman or deputy chairman, the directors present may elect a director as chairman of a general meeting of the company. Renato, since you're here, you are on mute.
Good morning, everyone. I, Renato Gomes, the director of the company, hereby propose Felipe Paolucci to act as chairman of this annual general meeting.
Thank you. With the consent of the meeting, I will ask Andrew Newbury of the SA Corporate Service to act as secretary of the meeting. It's now 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time and 9 p.m. in Singapore. I would ask the annual general meeting of Verde Agritech now to come to order. With the consent of the meeting, Amy Ken of TSX Trust Company will act as the scrutineer of this meeting to report on the shareholders present and the number of shares represented in person and by proxy at this meeting, to compute the votes cast by poll and to report to me on these matters. Prior to the commencement of this meeting, the scrutineer has filled a preliminary report on attendance. The secretary has confirmed that there is a quorum present, and I have asked the scrutineer to deliver the formal report on attendance to me as soon as possible. The notes calling this meeting and the accompanying materials, including the company management information circular dated May 19, 2025, have been made available to all shareholders of the company, and the secretary of this meeting has provided me with proof of service of such material. Additional copies of such material are available at this meeting. Accordingly, the reading of the notice meeting will be dispensed with. I will now ask the secretary to read the scrutiny report on attendance to the meeting.
Thanks, Felipe. 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you. Currently, 2 holders represented in person or by proxy, representing 10,001 shares. 47 management proxies received, representing 12,802,474 shares, for a total representation at the meeting of 12,812,475 shares, or 24.326% of the current issued and outstanding shares of the corporation.
I declare that the requisite quorum of shareholders is present and that the meeting is properly constituted for the transaction of business. I direct that the final scrutineer's report on attendance be annexed to the minute of the meeting as Schedule A. The order of the meeting will be as follows. First, we will conduct the formal part of the meeting, in which we will consider and vote on the items raised in the management information circular. Afterwards, I will provide a review of the past year and overview of our corporate strategy and outlook of the current year, and I'll be happy to answer questions if you have some. In order to make the best use of our time, certain shareholders have been asked to propose the motions we will consider in this meeting. I will call in the appropriate time. This will allow for more time for your questions and comments if you have any. All items of business raised in this meeting will be voted by poll. Just a minute. Financial statements. The first item of business relates to the ordinary resolution to receive and adopt the audited consolidated financial statements audited by RSM Brasil Auditores Independentes and the audited consolidated financial statements audited by RSM Singapore Assurance LLP. Together, the financial statements of the company for the financial year ended December 31st, 2024. Copies of which have been provided to the shareholders of the company. It's not proposed to this to be read in the meeting. I will ask Renato to propose the motion for the financial statement to be taken as read.
So I propose that the audited consolidated financial statements audited by RSM Brazil Auditores Independentes Limited and the audited consolidated financial statements audited by RSM SG Assurance LLP for the year ended December 31st, 2024 be hereby approved and adopted.
I now put the motion to the meeting. Shareholders who are present in this meeting, you have 10 seconds from now to cast your votes. The results of this motion will be tabulated and announced after we have gone through our motions. We shall proceed to the next item. Re-election of director, Hannah O. The next item relates to the ordinary resolution on the re-election of Ms. Hannah O as a director of the company, who is retiring pursuant to the company constitution and be eligible, has offered herself for a re-election. I will ask now Felipe to propose a motion in order to Hannah. Actually, Renato, I'll ask you to propose the motion, please. Not me.
Sure. So I propose that Ms. Hannah O. Na Yeon be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company to hold office until the next annual general meeting of the company or any adjournment thereof, or until her successor is elected or appointed.
I now put the motion to the meeting. Who are present in this meeting, you have 10 seconds from now to cast your votes. The results of this motion will be tabulated and announced after we have gone through all the motions. We shall proceed to the next item. Re-election of Director Cristiano Veloso. The next item involves re-election of Cristiano Veloso in this meeting, and I will ask Renato to move the motion.
So I propose that Mr. Cristiano Veloso be and is hereby re-elected as a director of the company to hold office until the next annual general meeting of the company or any adjournment thereof, or until his successor is elected or appointed.
I now put the motion to the meeting. Shareholders who are present in this meeting have 10 seconds from now to vote. The results of this motion will be tabulated and announced after we have gone through all the motions. I shall now hand over the conduct of the meeting proceedings back to chairman, which is myself at this point. So now we have re-election of the director, Renato Gomes. The next item relates to the ordinary resolution on the re-election of Mr. Renato Gomes as director of the company, who is retiring pursuant to the company's constitution and being eligible has offered himself for re-election. So I will propose the motion to re-elect Mr. Renato Gomes to ensuing year. I propose that Mr. Renato Gomes be and is hereby re-elected as director of the company to hold office until the next annual general meeting of the company or any adjournment thereof, or until his successor is elected or appointed. I now put the motion to the meeting. Shareholders who are present in the meeting, you have 10 seconds from now to cast your votes. The results of this motion will be tabulated and announced after we have gone through our motions. We shall proceed to the next item, which will be re-election of Director Fernando Presoto. The next item relates to the ordinary resolution on the re-election of Mr. Fernando Presoto as a director of the company, who is retiring pursuant to the company constitution and being eligible, has offered himself for re-election. I would ask Renato Gomes to propose a motion to re-elect Mr. Fernando Presoto for ensuing year.
So I propose that Mr. Fernando Presoto be and is hereby re-elected as the director of the company to hold office until the next annual general meeting of the company or any adjournment thereof, or until his successor is elected or appointed.
I now put the motion to the meeting. Shareholders who are present in this meeting have 10 seconds from now to cast your votes. The results of this motion will be tabulated and announced after we have gone through all the motions. We shall proceed to the next items, which will be director's fee. The next item of business relates to the ordinary resolution to approve the payment of director's fees as of up to 16,000 Canadian dollars in cash compensation for the financial year ending December 31st, 2025, to be paid quarterly in arrears to each independent director. I would ask Renato to propose a motion to approve payments of director's fee.
So I propose that the payment of director's fee of up to 16,000 Canadian dollars in cash compensation for the financial year ending December 31st, 2025, be paid quarterly in arrears to each independent director.
I now put the motion to the meeting. Shareholders who are present in this meeting, you have 10 seconds from now to cast your votes. The results of this motion will be tabulated and announced after we have gone through all the motions. We shall proceed to the next item, which will be the reappointment of auditors. The next item of business relates to the ordinary resolution to reappoint RSM Brazil Auditores Independentes Limited and RSM Singapore Assurance LLP as auditors of the company, and authorize the directors of the company to fix their remuneration. RSM Brazil Auditores Independentes and RSM Singapore Assurance LLP have expressed their willingness to accept reappointment as auditors of the company. I would ask Renato Gomes to propose a motion appointing the auditors.
So I propose that RSM Brazil Auditores Independentes Limited and RSM SG Assurance LLP be reappointed as auditors of the company to hold office until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting of the company, and to authorize the directors of the company to fix their remuneration.
I now put the motion to the meeting. Shareholders who are present in this meeting, you have 10 seconds from now to cast your votes. The results of this motion will be tabulated and announced after we have gone through all the motions. We shall now proceed to the next point, which will be authority to allot and issue shares. The next item of the special business relates to the ordinary resolution to approve the authority of directors to allot and issue shares in the capital of the company, pursuant to the section 161 of the Company Act 1967 of Singapore, as and when they deem necessary in accordance with the provisions of the company constitution, and that such authority shall continue in force until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting of the company or the expiration of period within which the next annual general meeting of the company is required to be held, whichever is earlier. I will ask Renato Gomes to propose a motion to approve the authority of the four directors to allot and issue shares.
I propose that the directors of the company be and are hereby authorized to issue such shares in the capital of the company as and when they deem necessary in accordance with the provisions of the constitution of the company, and that such authority shall continue in force until the conclusion of the next annual general meeting of the company or the expiration of the period within which the next annual general meeting of the company is required to be held, whichever is earlier.
I now put the motion to the meeting. Shareholders who are present have 10 seconds to vote. The results of this motion and all previous motions have been tabulated, and I shall now read out the poll voting results. So I start first. We have the one related to Hannah O as director. We had 10,781,000 shares presented by proxy, voting for, so 98.4%. Renato Gomes as director, we had 10,600,082 shares represented by proxy, voting for, which represents 97.5%. Fernando Tresotto, we had 10,700,021 shares represented by proxy, voting for, which is 97.9%. Cristiano Veloso as director, we had over 10,700,047 shares represented by proxy, voted for, 98.1%. Appointment of auditors, we had there was 12,659,000 shares represented by proxy, voting for, which is 98.8%. Adoption of the 24 audited statement of accounts. We had 10,835,000 shares represented by proxy, voting for, which is 98.97%. Approval of directors' fees. We had 10,602,000 shares represented by proxy voting for, which is 96.8%. Authority to allot and issue shares. There was 10,413,000 shares represented by proxy voting for, which is 95.1%. Dated on this 30 of June 2025. Just a minute. I declare all the resolutions approved and carried. Since there is no other business to be brought before the meeting, that concludes the formal business of this annual general meeting of shareholders. The secretary will propose the final resolution.
Mr. Chairman, I propose that the meeting be terminated.
I declare the motion carried and the formal portion of the meeting terminated.